Let them sing.
Hi guys, it's Lone Gamer UK here for some more Cold Waters, the solo missions. So, we are looking to do today, or tonight I should say, so we did Beating the Odds last time, so we're going to do Skirmish in the Denmark Strait. Now I'm guessing here, but some of these solo missions are submitted by players, like Earn Your Keep is submitted by Ramius. And these ones tend to have modern subs, whereas the ones that don't say they're submitted by players mostly have the 84 ships. So what I'm going to do, I might regret my decision, but we're doing ships and probably 84 subs. I'm going to use the Swiftsure, and if it's a named mission and I'm suspecting modern subs, then I need to probably play at least the Trafalgar or the Astute, but I've used the Trafalgar in the past. That's because if I use a Swiftsure and they've got things like Akula 2s and larders and things out there, you're just going to get completely owned. So we're going to try the Swiftsure for Skirmish in the Denmark Strait. So let's start this. So we've made contact with the Soviet Open Ocean AWS group, including a helicopter carrier, that's the Moskva, that is attempting to break out into the North Atlantic. So I think this is a little bit similar to the last mission, which was Beating the Odds, where we had to kill the Kirov battlecruiser. I haven't played all these missions, so I'm not entirely sure. It sounds a bit like the last mission, but we've got the Moskva, and obviously helos and helicopters are generally a bad thing. The mission objective is to sink the Moskva. That's it. Doesn't even say survive. So yeah, we can just ram it. So yeah, anyway, let's start this. And let's get to Swiftsure. Okay, so we're going to go with that. I might still have problems with helos and what have you, but we'll give it a go. It's a nice sub. I think the weapons and the sonar aren't as good if you're up against those modern subs, but I think we might be okay in this mission. We'll see how we get on with it. So let's accept that. And the submarine's called Scepter. And let's go to the loadout. And right, so I'm going to take off the TLAMs, don't need those. I'm going to load up with 8 Mosses. Well, actually what I'm going to do is load 2 Mosses to start with. But I want 8 in total, so I want 6 plus the 2 I've got. I'm going to have 8 UGMs, and the rest are going to be all Spearfish, which is pretty much the loadout I'm using most of the time now with this beta and patch. Evening Lee, did you get your Twitch notification? Not sure it posted anything. Oh, it did post it on Discord. However, it didn't do it very timely. I think I'd been streaming for a minute, maybe two, by the time it gets posted, so it's not instant. But you probably won't miss it. But if you want to catch the very, very start, then I think any of these notifications are not quite real time. So there we go. So yes, spearfish, UGMs and mosses. Okay, so we're going to close to 10,000 yards. We've got a strong thermal layer at 291 feet, and we're doing 5 knots, and our depth is below that layer, 386. So that's probably good news for us. So let's see how we get on. So what I'm trying to do now with these cold water solo missions is do 1 mission per stream or video. So if we fail very quickly or in the first half of the mission, we'll probably reattempt it and the video might be a little bit longer. If we do it in super quick time, 20-25 minutes, I will probably end the stream, but I'll probably do the next mission pretty much straight away, because I tend to like to put about an hour into cold waters each weekday when I'm streaming. So we'll see. It just depends how we do on the mission. So we might do another mission after this, or if it really depends. If you spend a lot of time, it's the evading. If you've got helos after you and you can't get out of the battle and you're damaged and stuff, a half-hour game can end up being an hour and a half. So it could just depend how the mission goes and who you're up against. So we'll see how we get on. Right, battle stations it is.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Con sonar new contact bearing 224 designated Sierra 3. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1 bearing 239.
Right, a couple of things. We've got daylight.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2 bearing 228.
So we've got the fleet there. Okay, I'm going to come right.
Come right to 268 helm I.
Okay, now we know we're looking for a Moskva because of the mission, so I'm going to go straight to a Moskva, bearing in mind I don't get shot at straight away. Try and identify
Con
that.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 3 last bearing 225. Contact faded.
And I just lost a contact.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3 bearing 226.
Right, well, it's not Sierra 3. Sierra 2 looks like that's Moskva.
Con sonar Sierra 2 is classified as capital ship.
So, and it looks like that's a Kotlin.
Con sonar Sierra 3 is classified as escort.
Now we don't really know how many. We've only got how many have we got? Sierra 1. Let's have a look what that is. That is could be a Krevac.
Con helm steady course.
Ugra. I mean, the first 4 lines match up there, but it's definitely not a Krevac. Okay, it's a Cashin.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
Yeah, and I think it's with the other 2. It keeps jumping around the target. Okay, looks like they're moving slightly right to left. I'm going to engage these guys straight away. I'm going to go fairly aggressive on these solo missions. Let me just get my bearings while we're not being shot at. So layer's 291. I'm under the layer. Now what's the depth that we've got? 1153 feet. Okay, it's not that much, but it's probably enough. Let's just double check. Okay, we have helos and we have a plane. Wonderful. Goddamn planes, man. There's only one thing I hate worse than a helo, and that's a plane. They're just even quicker to not get out of the way of. Okay, so yeah, just before we start this off then, so if you haven't seen me play this sub, I've played it quite a few times, the Swiftsure. This is the class before the Trafalgar, and the Trafalgar is the one before the Astute. So it's a very, very nice manoeuvrable sub. Although I must say I do like the Trafalgar. But yeah, okay, let's do some firing then and get ready on the Mosses. Because I think I might fire the Moss first because they are slow. Right, where do I want to fire these? Okay, I'm going to fire one Moss. I'm going to fire it on bearing 221. Fire decoy Moss 1. Torpedo tube 3, fire.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
Okay, reload that. Then I'm going to load the next Moss up and shoot that on a bearing of 260. Fire tube 4.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
Okay, now I'm going to shoot tube 1. Let's go for the Moskva straight away. So we're going to shoot that on a bearing of 239, slightly ahead of it. Range 14,000 yards. Range to enable 9,400 yards. Fire torpedo tube 1.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Keep the wire. 5 knots. Torpedo tube 2. Target is Moskva or Kotlin. Similar bearing. Range 235. Range to enable. Let's do that at 11,300 yards. Fire tube 2.
Aye, sir.
Tube 5. Target cash-in Sierra 1. Estimated range 23,000 yards.
Computer room, tube 3 ready.
Bearing 245. I predict it could be slightly nearer 19,000 yards. I'm going to enable this at about 14,000 yards. Fire tube 5.
Shoot tube 5. Aye, sir.
So all 5 tubes in action. It's likely that Kotlin and Cashin will drive at us while the Moskva runs. I don't know if they're the only 3 ships, so we need to watch out for new contacts. But we'll see. I quite like where we are below the ducts. I could go, what's my depth? 386. I could go to 300 and sit in the layer. I might need to do that if I've got the planes and stuff hunting at me. I'm a little bit too below the layer. I don't know what the exact range, but somewhere like 30 to 50 feet below the layer there's the shadow zone, where it hides you even better than if you're deeper, so I'm guessing that's about 310 feet. So we might do that, but at the moment I don't think we're detected. I don't even think our...
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Don't even think our torpedoes are detected. Ah, the real King of Norway. How are you, sir? Long time no see. Have you been away? By the way, King of Norway, I've got my own Discord channel if you want to join that. Just need to private DM me again with your Discord name and I can invite you to that. Not on Jive's channel that much these days because I'm doing a lot more streaming, but I'll take this opportunity because you know I like a lot of other players found Jive because of Jingles. Jingles isn't the best Cold Waters player out there, but he's a very good streamer, and Jive Turkey is an ex-Sonar submariner who does a lot of Cold Waters videos and is very good and excellent. But he lives in Florida and he's right in the path of Irma, so if anybody watches Jive's videos or Jive does watch this, then stay safe, dude. Hope you've got a sturdy place to hide in, and I just hope the damage and you know, your friends, family, and stuff make it through. So yeah, all the best. Anyway, so we've got all our weapons away. We've got our mosses away. You can already see the torpedoes have totally overtaken the mosses. The mosses are very slow. Roderick's there. Hi Roderick, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. We've basically fired everything and we've reloaded everything, and we're trying to sink the Moskva on a solo mission. These solo missions are pretty hard.
Lost contact.
I am playing it on the elite settings.
237 contact faded.
However, if you don't have modern subs in the missions, they are a lot easier. Hence why I'm now playing the Swiftsure instead of the Trafalgar. So at the moment, I'm sort of alternating between the Swiftsure and the Trafalgar, depending on the solo mission. But I have got a helo, and I have got a plane. And the less said about them, the better. So, yeah, they're searching off to my south. I'm hoping this moss. So what I've done, if we look at the moss, I've fired a moss basically down.
Regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 237.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
I'm gonna acquire that. I'm not sure if it's the Kotlin or the Moskva. So this this moss, I'm hoping, will distract the helos and the planes. This one up here might distract the cash-in. That's not actually down there. I think he's up here with the other ships, but he's on that bearing. I've got various ranges here and options, so we'll just see. Let's watch this torpedo and see where it's going. Torpedo 1, I'm going to put it active. See if we can get a 3D model of whatever we're pointing at. Could have been the Kotlin, but I think it's maybe the Moskva, which it is. Wow, look at that. It's a lovely. I think it's the best looking ship in the game because it's the one that looks most like an aircraft carrier. So being brave here, not looking at my sub, but I'm gonna take some pictures of this ship.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing. Con, fire control, weapon acquired. Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Yeah, I looked this up on Wikipedia. I think this Moskva can run with 14 helos. I think in the game it tends to only use 2. And it will take more than one torpedo to sink it.
Bearing 244.
I'll let the torpedo be automatic when it gets some
Con,
nice.
fire control, weapon acquired.
Weapon acquired. Where's it going?
Fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Right. 1 is locked on the cash-in.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
2. I might let 2 go for the Moskva then, because 1's already locked on the cash-in, and that's a. I think I'll let you live for the moment, Mr. Moskva. Oh, we'll go out. So go after the cash. I'm surprised it's running, to be honest. That cash-in. He normally drives straight at you. And this one here, he's done a big circle thing. Oh, I've just dodged that torpedo. Hello, sunshine. Comes another one. That's so lovely. Beautiful. I don't think we've sunk that, but he won't be going anywhere particularly fast.
Fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Okay, we're going to go back to torpedo 1, reload that one.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired. Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Right. I'm going to panic. I think we're fine. We're all good. It's just a plane.
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 2, 4, 3, contact
I don't.
breaking up.
Lee, you probably watched this. You probably watched this video the last time. Remember me explaining about that sonic boom? There was like a sonic boom before the ship blew up. Kirov, I think it was. Don't have too many problems with the stream, Roderick. It is flashing on and off. It's struggling a little bit at the moment. It's probably because it's 7, 8 o'clock on a Friday night.
Ready.
So peak time. I don't have the fastest. I have about 25 down and about anywhere between sort of 7 and 9 up. So. Secondary explosions and everything. I don't. Did that Moskva get hit a second time or so? I wasn't watching then. What happened to my? I could hear the planes. Right, the Kotlin's still out there. The Moskvas. So I need to. I'm not far from that sonar, so I'm going to shoot at the Moskva, bearing 232, range 11,000 yards, range for naval 7,200.
Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
We'll need to fire another one because we've got that other ship that's just disappeared off the Kotlin. It's somewhere north of the Moskva. Might even be tempted to fire another Moss here.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 2, 4, 3, contact faded.
Third Moss away. With these planes and helos out there, I'm not taking any chances.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Okay, so we're going to fire. So it was about here, the Kotlin. It's probably coming towards me though, so I'm going to enable this about 6,500 yards on bearing 248. Already on tube 1. Messed that up. Hang on. Let's do this again. Let's do this properly on the mini map. Okay, tube 1. So about 6,500 yards. I'm going to enable that. Fire tube 1.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
So that's going for the Kotlin. My Mosses are hopefully hear the plane.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Come right to 275, helm aye.
Right, so this is going for the Moskva. And the other one is going for the Kotlin. Which if it's driving towards me, or these, I might even need to readjust this range.
Con, helm, steady course.
Where is that plane, man? Yeah, I don't think the stream's very good. I think it's a bit steadier now. I think we just had a bit of slow go. I mean, my stream is 25, 26 down, and my family and stuff use it Friday, Saturday nights. I'll get days and hours where it's fine and I have no problems, and other days where it's not struggling all day, but it just has little moments for 5 or 10 minutes. I have got fibre, but it's not fibre to the house, so it's not the best. Okay, let's follow torpedo tube 2. There's the plane. So the plane's down near where the Moskva is, which is good news for me right now.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Really? Okay, well if that's where the Kotlin's gone, no, it hasn't. He's locked on my own Moss, isn't it? I need to steer this towards the Moskva because it wants to go for the Moss. That's the advantage of keeping the wire on these things. You know, if you're firing Mosses and counted, you know, it's for easy if you lose the wire for the torpedoes to go all over the shop. A name for the double Moss. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I might need to think about that one then. But it is it's a manoeuvre I've started to use in these solo missions. It works, it does work. I mean, it's not foolproof, but I've learned you don't want to...
Fire control, weapon acquired.
You don't want to fire a Moss when you've got a torpedo coming at you. I mean, you do sometimes, you know, if you haven't got one in the water, but sometimes it's too late, particularly the ones that airdrops on you. And often when you get fired at, you speed up and your sub, you know, you go to flank speed or whatever, and then you realise you haven't fired a Moss, and then it's too late because you're going too fast, and your sonar's gone and your things go. So it looks like we're locked on the Kotlin. Oh no, actually one's going for my other Moss. My Mosses are working so well. They're distracting my own torpedoes. Double Moss. Must be something that rhymes with double Moss.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 227.
Yeah, if you have a problem with the stream, just refresh your page.
Con, fire control,
apologies if
weapon
it's.
acquired.
I've got my bandwidth set down quite low on OBS, so I'm also using Restream, so I am streaming both to YouTube and Twitch, and I think that does affect it.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 226. Contact breaking up.
There's quite an explosion sonic wave there. But he's down. One dead Moskva. Okay, now we've lost the Kotlin. That's going for the I mean, he was about here. Let me put this on active. We reload that. But with my Mosses out here. What is that torpedo doing? Waiting for it to stop. It just wants to go round and round in a circle. What I need to do is I need to get a sonar contact on it. I think my Mosses are affecting my sonar though, because he was... I think he's a lot closer to me.
Con
He's
sonar
on...
regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 241.
He's not out there, but he's on that bearing. So the thing is, he could be behind my torpedo on that bearing. We'll see. Hi Matrix, welcome to following. Thank you very much.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
So kind of know he's on the bearing of that cash-in, but when the Moskova's turning south like that track, it was, the Kotlin was about where that little circle is where my torpedo went round. Ah, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's just hope he doesn't go for the wreck. I don't think he is, because he's not diving, so I've got the active on, so we should, there he is, there he is. Good, so he wasn't behind the torpedo. He's dead ahead of my torpedo. This might be a quick successful mission if I get this kill. Get the hell out of there. We're in the creek in the wreck. Let's do a quick situational. So I've got one moss down there, one moss up there, and another moss in the middle. I have got a sonar quite close to me though, dropped from the helos and the planes to my left. I'm not heading towards it though, so I'm quite good if I stay at 5 knots and I'm below the layer. But at the moment, I think if I was to speed up and turn direction and lose the wires, that's exactly the wrong thing to do. You'd get detected. So I'm just going to play it, as the Brits would say, cool as a cucumber. Famous last words. Be like, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water. Be like, shit. If you watched a couple of my videos, you'll notice that there's usually 1 or 2 choice phrases I use when the torpedo's coming at me. Bugger being one of the technical
fire
terms.
control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Oh crap. No, no, no.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Yes. Good dead meat, sunshine. I know you're running at 34 knots. My torpedo's faster.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing. Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con, sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 2, 4, 5. Contact breaking up.
I do love the explosions in this game. Some of the best ship explosions I've seen. And not just the single explosions, I've seen sonic booms, I've seen double, triple explosion. I've seen them exploding as they sink to the seabed. Very well done by Killerfish Games there. Now I think that's all of the ship targets. Now if I try and get out of here, oh it will let me leave. Okay. I am going to do that because those planes. Well, we are being hunted by helos and planes, but they don't know where I am. And they're obviously far enough away. So I'm going to leave that. That's going to be Operation Success. Okay, so the Kotlin has sunk, the Cashin was sunk, and the Moskova was sunk. So I think I was right to choose the Swiftsure because we didn't have any modern subs in that mission. And I will do the next one. Now I normally want to break these up, but we've got I've got 8 people watching at the moment. Although I think one of those is me. So let's do, so that was Skirmish in the Denmark Strait. So this one, Bastion Gambit, is the next one of the solo missions. Now this one says that there's a Soviet boomer lurking deep within a bastion where it's protected by layers upon layers of surface warships and hunter-killer subs. So it's subs and ships. Now I don't know, it's not submitted by player, so I'm kind of thinking the subs aren't modern subs. I am, because unlike some of these other missions that where they're submitted by, you know, Oberst or Ramius, they tend to squeak in the new stuff. So I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go for the Swiftsure again. We'll use the same sub, but if there's an out there or Larders or Yassins or something, I won't last very long. So yeah, so we've got to kill the SSBN Soviet sub, but there will be ships and killer subs. So sink the SSBN, and secondary objective is locate and sink any escorting submarines if possible. Okay, let's have a look at that. Let's go to the was I on the right sub? Yes, for sure. Okay, so we'll accept that. Spartan this time it's called. Lovely. And let's go to our loadouts. Okay, so if we come up with a name, if we come up for a name with the double moss, Lee, for the maneuver. So I'm going to load double mosses. I'll take my T-lambs out. I don't need those. I'm going to go with the same fit as I had in the last one. And 8 UGMs. Let's put some more mosses in. Take out the tigerfish and load up with the spearfish. So close to 10,000 yards. We're good on the status report. So we've got strong thermal layer at 155 feet. Our depth is 424 feet. Speed 5 knots. Yeah, double moss. What rhymes with double moss? Glenross. The Glenross double moss maneuver. I think we'll have to do it. If you've got any ideas that rhymes with double moss, write it in the comment section, and we'll name the double moss maneuver after something that's witty that rhymes with double moss. We'll see where we go with that one.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Okay. Looking for a boomer. Helos, 2 helos, and a plane. Wonderful. 2 helos and a plane, straight off. Get the mosses ready. I hope they're not too close to me. That's good. We've got nothing on sonar. Well done, boys. I've got obviously Barry manning sonar today. Barry is the English cousin of Larry. Okay, well, if I'm not getting anything going in that direction, I'll change my course, sir.
Come right to 289 Helm I.
So, not very deep water, 578 feet. That makes this that bit harder, especially with helos and planes. Spread your mosses. The moss spread. Double moss spread, I don't know. I don't want to use the word moss, it just wants to be something that rhymes with it. Just refreshing my Twitch page because that got hung up. The London Girl. That sounds like a name for the sub. Not the maneuver. There must be loads of things that rhyme with double moss. The double moss toss.
Con, helm, steady course.
Okay. We'll run with that one. We'll have a think of that throughout the next stream or two. Oh, have I actually got something on sonar? No, I've just got pings. This is going to be a great mission. This is. I've got no targets. I've got something to the northwest. 2 pings, in fact. Right. Well, if that's the case, I should have picked it up the first time when I was going in this direction.
Come left 2, 2, 3.
Oops.
Helm I. Come left 2, 5, 9. Helm I.
I'm close to 10,000 yards. They can't be far. Ambient noise. I mean, it's because we're so far deep. 97 decibels. That's what it is. Okay. I don't want to. Let's make my depth 150.
Make depth 150 feet, dive high.
Ready on the mosses. These planes and helos, though, going above the layer could be suicide.
Con, helm, steady course. Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 3, 2, 5.
Did you say contact? I don't think we ever had a contact, did we?
Bearing 3, 2, 8, designated Sierra 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to level off the boat here because I'm now getting targets. I don't need to go above the layer.
Passing 300 feet.
Oh, Jesus, keep moving every time I just... Right, come on. Pick a target. Sierra 1. Now, what are we looking for in this mission? A boomer, aren't we? Okay. Typhoon. Not getting a very good signal on that. Let's do Sierra 2. Go back to the beginning.
Con, sonar, lost contact.
Oh,
Sierra
geez.
2, last bearing 3, 3, 1. Contact faded.
Lost contact. Oh, I'll go back to Sierra 1 then. It's like playing ping pong with sonar. These are subs. Right, these are subs. Stop messing me around.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing 2, 8, 4. Designated Sierra 3.
Right. Where's Sierra 3? Ah, right next to me. Okay, we'll do Sierra 3.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 2, 8, 4. Contact faded.
I've never had this happen before. 1 minute sonar contact's there, next minute it's gone. Right. Let's come left a bit more.
Come left 2, 2, 3, 1. Helm I.
If you type that Sierra 1, I mean, as soon as I start looking, it disappears. I can't get these soon. I'm just gonna fire. That looks like it's a Udaloy, I know. Don't have it. It's not a particularly good track. Sod it. I'm not going to bother. Yeah. I don't want to come above the layer. They'll start cavitating and stuff.
Con,
Okay.
helm, steady course.
Right. Countermeasure. Tube 3. Shoot the Moss. Bearing 353. Bar tube 3.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
Countermeasure Moss. Bearing 305. Shoot tube 4.
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir.
Okay, Moss is away. Tube 1. Target Sierra 3. We'll shoot on bearing 281. I'm going to range to enable 5,800 yards. Bar tube 1.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Tube 2. Contact Sierra 1. Bearing 334. Range 10,000 yards. Range to enable 6,000 yards. Far tube 2.
Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
Tube 5. Contact Sierra 2. Bearing 332. Range 37,000 yards. Estimated range probably about 1,000 yards. Range to enable 11,900 yards. Far tube 5.
Shoot 2-5. Aye, sir.
Right, now cavitate you bastards. That looks like a Udaloy, that one I've got locked on.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
And the others I can't identify because they've disappeared. Is stream playing up again? Okay, got a nice little spread going on there. Let's take a picture. When in doubt, take a picture. Okay, so I'm still hiding below the layer. I've fired everything. Tube 1 should...
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
You should get some cavitation soon. 2's for the Udaloy, 3 is for whatever Sierra 2 is. If you keep the wires...
Regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 335.
Okay. Sierra 2. That's 11% solution. I don't think it's that close. Could be. Could be a sub. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do that for the Udaloy. What solution we got on that? 36%. He's just moved the range again. Move him.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 335. Contact faded.
They're probably 2 surface ships, those 2. Okay, torpedo tube 1 has gone into search. Let's just move him a little bit on the bearing. Sierra 3. And we might send him active. I'll wait a little bit. Get him a little bit further away from the sub. We're okay. Nothing's been fired at us yet. Three torps in the water.
Con sonar new contact bearing 348. Designated Sierra 4.
Okay, that's a new contact. Okay. See, you've got a fairly good signal on him, so let's have a look what he is. Still looking for a boomer though. don't think it's a
Con
delta.
sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 291.
No, I'll come back to
Con,
that.
fire control, weapon acquired.
That's a kilo out there.
Con sonar Sierra 4 is classified as submerged submarine.
So 2's going for the Eudaloy. The kilo's probably closer. Sierra 3's on that bearing, but he's actually in front of my torpedo, so I think... But I'm not sure if he's a sub or a ship. I think he's a sub. Let's hope he's the boomer. Don't know what to watch now. I was going to hit the Eudaloy any sec. I'm going to watch this because I don't know what this is. I know that other one's a Eudaloy.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 294. Contact breaking up.
What? No countermeasures? That is a... That's an Akula, isn't it? It's an Akula 1 or 2. Which doesn't make me feel good sitting in a Swiftsure if they're Akulas.
Contact breaking up.
Wowzers, okay. We got the Eudaloy. And so this is a perfect example of you don't need to identify. I remember watching an early video, I think certainly with Jingles, and even one of like
Con sonar lost contact.
one of the
Sierra
training
4,
one of the training
3,
videos
5, contact
saying
faded.
it's really important to identify all your targets before you fire at them. Normally, yes. Every time, no. If they're ships or subs and they're fired at, they'll turn and run in about 60% of cases, and they'll cavitate. Hey, where'd my talk
Con
go?
sonar regained contact on Sierra
What?
4, bearing 356.
It can't have run out of fuel. Where did that torpedo go? That's not good.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 356. Contact faded. Cons, come right to 281. Helm I.
I got a phantom torpedo there. You see it just disappeared, didn't blow it. There's no way that ran out of fuel. They've got 30-minute timers. Okay. It's gone. We're loading up. He's right near the
Con,
Eudaloy wreck.
torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
This one is
Con, helm, steady course.
near the submarine wreck. Well, I'd say near it, but that helo's out in front of me somewhere. That helo. And then the plane, while he's just doing his thing, dropping sonar buoys. Right. Wonder if my Mosses are going to get fired at by their submarines. You should do. I mean, you've got sonars dipping here. Probably should pick up my moss. But I don't know about you guys that played this game, but it seems that the helos and the planes completely ignore mosses, even with dipping sonar, unless they've already fired a torpedo and it's in the water. I haven't really seen evidence of them chasing and dipping and dropping a moss yet. If it's dropped and it hears a moss, then it will go after it. But maybe I just haven't seen it yet. Okay, I know they're out there, so I'm not going to hang about. I'm not going to go active with these. So torpedo tube 1, contact Sierra 2, last seen on bearing 339, range 13,000 yards, range to enable 7,300 yards. Fire torpedo tube 1.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Tube 2, contact Sierra 5, last known on bearing 332, range 21,000 yards, range to enable 12,400 yards. Shoot tube 2.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
I don't want this boomer to get away.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 001.
Really? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, he's not out there though. I'm kind of thinking the boomer would be not that far off the Udeloy, so I think Sierra 2 or maybe 4. No, 4's a kilo. I think maybe Sierra 2's the boomer. Maybe Sierra 5's another attack sub, or vice versa. Okay. We could fire at the kilo. I'm going to fire on the bearing. I'm going to range to enable there 8,000 yards.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Oh, really? At
Con
5
sonar,
knots?
Launch transient from
Oh,
Sierra
crap.
4.
Crap. Dive.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Where's the torpedo?
Con maneuvering. Making turns for
Hang on.
10 knots.
Launch transient? Didn't I get dropped? No, the yellow...
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 005. Contact faded.
Make
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
I think... I just got that command wrong, didn't I? Launch transient. It's because the wire cut, he went green, I wasn't dropped. I just put brown trousers on for no reason.
5 knots.
I don't know why I lost the wire though. 5 knots, man. It's because it's too much of a shot to the right, and I didn't prep it for a right-hand shot. That's going to just go after my flipping moss. But I'm hoping the kilo is in the direction of the kilo. Okay, well, let's reload that. I'm going to put a torpedo and just go with 1 moss. Right, here we go. So he has fired at a moss. Although he might have...
Passing 300 feet.
the thing is, that torpedo is probably going to completely ignore the moss. Will it turn around, or is it just going to go straight on and pick me up? What are you doing, Mr. Torpedo? Oh, he's turning. Good. I take it back. There we go. He dropped a moss. That's the first time I've seen that. Because that was airdrop, so that was definitely dropped from the plane, it looked like.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, 1 is locked on my moss. Let me
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
correct that. What am I doing with my... was level. Flipping Barry, man. Barry's been on the sonar today, and now he's driving the damn sub. You let him on the controls. Ian, all your messages have been deleted because you're trying to either post a link or do repetition. Nightbot's probably having a... Well, I can't see any of your message. They'll come back. I think it's set for quite a low time.
Sonar regained contact on
Were you trying to send a link with
bearing 338.
Ian, you need to join my Discord so that you can post links and chat in there to me and the guys. Right, that torpedo is well and truly distracted. Right, torpedo 1 locked on a target. My original target that I went for, Sierra 2. Well, there's Sierra 5. Actually, it could be tracking Sierra 5 or 2 because they're not accurate positions. It's just on that bearing. To be honest, it's not. Sierra 2 is quite an old target hit, so I'm not sure if he's even on that bearing. The kilo we've lost, but it was on that bearing, so we've got a torpedo heading in that direction. But that might get easily distracted. Let's watch what 1 does.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 5. Last bearing 339. Contact breaking up.
That's a Delta 4, isn't it? Let's have a look. I think it's a Delta. Might be wrong.
Con sonar regained contact
Delta.
On Sierra 4, bearing 011.
Yeah, Delta 3. Be a Delta 4. What's the difference between the 4 and the 3? A little bit at the front there. There's that kilo. I can't make that torpedo active because I lost the wire, but if I think my torpedo might hit that kilo if he's where he says he is. That helicopter you can hear is near the kilo because I was clicked on the kilo. That's the Moss. No, I sank Sierra 5, so Sierra 2 is still out there somewhere, and Sierra 4.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Really? It would come back and get the kilo? I think there's something else there. I'm going to get ready to shoot at this kilo with torpedo tube 4.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
I've made this mission much more confusing than it needed to be. Can't imagine it's tracking that kilo because it was looking in that direction and it doesn't have that cone of arc unless it's a heck of a lot closer, because we've got Sierra 2 out here somewhere. Tell you what,
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 019.
shit, going for the wreck. That's what he's going for. Save that torpedo. And by chance, he's locked on something. Sierra 2.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 348.
I'm a lucky son of a bitch. Sierra 2, 95%. It's a surface ship. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's Kotlin or something. Cannon maybe. Caching.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
Oh, it's about to die, whatever it is. Just to cash in. What's that on the front of it? I've seen that before. It's got a lot of torpedoes on there. That's not a cash in. What is it? I don't remember seeing those on the front. They're the RBUs.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
His own torpedo is homing in now. On the same ship. After it got distracted by my moss.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 352.
Caching. That's not caching. Not a Udaloy either. I've lost the model now. Torpedoes. Go for wires, eh? Thank you very much.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 354.
Oh man, he's dropped another noisemaker.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
He's doing his best to evade. This time, mate.
Con sonar, lost contact.
Have
Sierra
some of that.
2, last bearing 353.
Have some UK
Contact breaking up.
spearfish in your side. It's not a Udaloy either because they have helicopters. Got that big square funnel at the back. I think I misidentified it. I think it's a Kotlin. It looks more like a Kotlin. I'm seeing lots of cash-ins and cannons, so maybe it's a Kotlin because I haven't seen an awful lot of those around. Right, so we got the kilo. We've got everybody. Let's double check. So Sierra 1's dead, Sierra 2's dead, Sierra 3's dead, Sierra 4's dead, Sierra 5's dead, so yeah. Unless there's any Sierra 6's. There we go. Job done. That's how you do it, boys. Oh, there's an Akula that got away. It wasn't our mission. The Delta was the mission. What did we? So it was a Udaloy, a Krivac. There was a Larder and a Akula. See, I was lucky actually being in the Swiftsure with Akulas and Larders. And that's why my sonar wasn't picking up. I mean, I'm below the layer and it's, well, 94 decibels. But those Akulas, especially the Akula 2 and the Larder, they're very quiet. Those Delta 4s can be quite quiet as well. If they're below the layer and they're not moving very fast, I found them quite hard to pick up in the campaign missions. But we got an Akula 1 that got away. In fact, he wasn't ever detected because I never had a Sierra 6 at all there. But our mission was to kill the Delta and sink as many other ships as possible, so op success. And only 3 Mosses fired. That's how you do it. It's a 6. Well, yeah. Well, you know, we won't talk about the Akula one that got away. I mean, maybe he was miles away. Maybe he was like bringing up the rear of the fleet or something, because my sonar never picked him up, did he? I only had 5 contacts. Then when I went to escape, he wasn't there. Let me leave. So that's just how the British do it, man. You just shoot everything. Blame Barry if it all goes wrong. So there we go. Two missions for the price of one. Solo missions. So that, let's just look at that again. So that was this Bastion Gambit. So the primary objective, locate and sink the SSBN. Technically I didn't locate it. I located it when I sank it. And I sank. I did most of the secondary objectives. I mean, come on. You know. 4 out of 5 subs isn't bad. I kind of think in real life though, I mean, you wouldn't get that kind of hit rate. You know, 2 for 1 or 1 for 1. You wouldn't be. Yeah, some of these missions where there's 8, 9, 10 subs and you kill them all and you live, I just don't think that's very realistic. So, you know, we'll go with the role playing. There was one clever Russian submariner who managed to stay ultra quiet and escape. He's gone back to Russia and gone, geez, this UK commander, he's a nutter. There was mosses everywhere, torpedoes everywhere. He destroyed all my fleets that I was with, and I just barely got out of there with my life. So he's back there drinking vodka with the Admiral, trying to explain why he survived and everyone else died. So that was Bastion Gambit, and we did Skirmish in the Denmark Strait. So yeah, so that's more of solo missions for myself. So we're doing this solo missions most days. So I've already done In the Presence of Wolves. I've done Iron Coffins, Beating the Odds. Skirmish in the Denmark, Bastion Gambit. We've done Second Strike. So I think the next ones we'll be looking to do Narvik Caper, Special Forces, and that strike. So I might do those, but I'll leave those probably to later. We've done Stalk the Red Bear. We've done that one, although I did need a second attempt at that one. So we might go with Soul Seeker, Roaring Lions, and do those in the next stream. But we're playing 1.07 E for Echo, and we are playing it on Elite. And just for those that don't believe I'm playing it on Elite, it goes to options, find out he's got it on. There we go. Difficulty Elite. So yes, in case anybody think I was cheating on the lowest level. So yeah, we're running 1.07 Echo. We're playing the subs and more sim, and these solo missions are quite a lot of fun. They vary in their difficulty, but if you haven't watched all the videos, I've started to do a collection now, playlist of the solo missions, and I'm going to play all the single missions with the exception of these duels, because these duels are literally 1v, and I don't think in a stream that's really much fun. If they make these multiplayer in future, then I'll start to play them. They'll be good, but pretty much all the rest of the missions I'm going to do stream and have videos for, so that they're there for a matter of record. And I won't promise that I'll achieve all of them first time rounds. I've already, this Second Strike one, I've already failed with that one, because that was the nuclear weapons one, and I did pretty well. I crept up, I destroyed some targets, but there's planes in the air, and as soon as you start looting, and I have I think 10 nukes, I got to about 7 nukes, and then the plane that was miles away depth charged me literally, and boom, that was it. I was dead. So I was struggling to fire the, you know, all 10 SLBMs before I got carpet bombed by the plane. So that's a pretty hard mission. So we'll probably try that again. And I was using the Vanguard UK nuclear submarine for that mission. So we'll replay that when we get to it. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me. This is Lone Gamer UK. Please leave comments in the comment section. Please follow my channel, subscribe or like my videos. I'm on YouTube and Twitch. I appreciate every single one of you that watch my videos and make comments, as it all helps, as I've only been a YouTuber now for about 2 months and enjoying it a lot. So hope you like my content and my other games and videos, and I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.